talk about my experience on there as well, and then we're going to hop into the discussion for today. The discussion for today is the illusion of fear. So I'm not going to talk about it just yet, but let's just be grateful that once again on this rainy Wednesday, we are here and we are alive during this crazy time right now. Thank goodness. Oh, she is here. She said she's here. All right, cool. Yes, y'all. So I'm excited. I'm still excited. I'm still on this high from last week. Because truly, honestly and truly, like, this is such a beautiful experience right now for me. And I'm so excited. Ever since I started the show, I'm so excited to have so many successful episodes, so many guests. I always like to shout out everyone who's been on the show. It's a lot of names, so I'm not going to name everyone, but they know who they are, and I actually thank them for that, for sure. All right, making sure. So, y'all, today, I really am excited about talking about the illusion of fear, because I feel like there has been such a misconception about what people think fear is. And I'm also going to have her join in the discussion about illusion of fear, because it's something we all suffer from. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We have Miss Krystal in the building.
With applause at yay!
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Can't be with a little slight flies. Yeah, I see.
Baby swag.
And baby swag.
Baby swag. Yeah.
You can put your headphones in and hop on.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, my jet.
Am I here?
Yes, she's here.
Cool.
So once again, y'all, this is Krystal right here on High Definition Jamz podcast show. Thank you for coming out, sis.
You're welcome.
I already told them a little bit, like really this much about you, but I'm gonna let you tell more. So, Miss Krystal, like I said, is a vlogger. She started her own vlog called WhatsTeaDC.
Okay.
And a little bit of that is my experience was dope, y'all. So if you really need some more exposure, holla at your girl, okay?
Yes.
Because I definitely had a great experience. I can tell on her page. I did my scoping too. And I can tell the other artists enjoyed their time too. Basically what she does is, y'all, she just pulls up on your block, say what's up, and then, while you're doing you, whatever it is, whether you're making your product or you are an artist, you're doing a photo shoot, you're a model, whatever you do, she pulls up to you and she talks to you about it. And I would have to say, sis, that is a dope idea that you came with. It's a good to help build the platform of a lot of underground artists that are out here, underground entrepreneurs as well, and influencers, because we all know how the DMV is the barrel crabs.
The crab.
So
yeah, we talked about it.
So a lot of us don't really, get out the barrel because our problem is we can't bring each other together. So my first question is, what made you decide to even start WhatsTeaDC?
Okay, so I'm an artist myself, so it was just something that I felt like could, like you said, bring a little bit more exposure to the people around. And then not only that, but I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy getting to know people. I enjoy people's different point of views. And, I live in the hood. So, that's another thing, too. Everybody in my hood is rapping. Everybody in my hood is trapping. Everybody in my hood is doing something to get money. And, most of it has to do with music. So, I just was like, you know what? The boy's right down the street. Let me just pull up. I said, I want to interview you. One of them said, all right, cool. I said, I'm going to do it. He said, all right, bet. I pulled up on him, skirt. We did it. That was the very first interview. That was like raw footage. Like, he was literally on the block selling.
Wow.
I pulled up on him and was like, I'm about to put my camera right here and we about to stand right here and record. And it just took off from there. And even other artists tell me, watching WhatsTeaDC, I never knew about this person. I never heard about that person. And even watching it, it made me go look them up. It made me go click on the link, go to their page, see what type of music they was working with. And another thing that other people don't do is they don't incorporate the artist's music or the artist's videos. How you interviewing an artist, but you not showing that artist?
Wow.
You're just sitting with the artist like, oh yeah, the people that know that artist gonna relate, but people that don't know that artist gonna just be looking at it like, okay, well, next.
And I noticed when you did that, I was like, wow, that's a good idea, because you know, anytime you get an interview, it's not really much from the interview except for you asking the question and all this answer.
It's boring. Interviews boring. I mean, they're supposed to be boring just because you want to know about people. But if you could bring a little bit of spice to an interview, that's what's going to keep people engaged.
And that's what makes your vlog unique. Because I saw that, I said, oh wow, because I was wondering, hey, what she want to use these videos for? Like, I'm thinking you want to do a swipe or something.
No.
But you put it in the interview, and it's definitely done. Your editing skills,
Girl,
are ridiculous. You need to get into some videos.
that's that ill quarantina. Oh, don't worry about it. The videos is coming. I'm waiting for my sister to let me go ahead and just shoot one of her videos. You know, edit one of her videos. You know, I'm not anybody else over here. Need a video. I'm ready to. You know, it's free right now. If y'all hear it, I'm doing it for free right now.
So therefore, y'all need to get with it.
Just a trial run, but once I start popping, prices is going up. So I hope y'all.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, as an artist, are you still doing music and stuff like that, or you're working on this newfound craft you found during the quarantine?
See, I love music. Music is always going to be like something that I'm so attracted to. But music it's so much. It's so intricacy that comes with music. I love rapping. Don't get it twisted. I love singing. I love making up songs and stuff. And I still do those things. But the avenue that I'm going right now is more so correspondent, baby. Sit up on you, okay?
Okay. It's in your face.
See how you doing. You know what I mean? But as far as the rapping, y'all might drop a mixtape by the end of 2020 for y'all. They've been waiting for it.
I feel like she should.
They've been waiting for it. But it's coming soon. Under construction.
Coming to you soon to your block.
In the process.
2020. All right.
Coming. It's coming. You gonna feature?
Hey, if you need me.
Yeah. Of course.
You need me to put some drizzle to your drip. Okay, I got you.
I'll take it. Y'all heard it first.
Right
Collab.
here. Right here, collab, okay?
Period.
And do you have an idea of what you want to call the mixtape?
Okay, so I always wanted to name my mixtape "Born from a Boombox," and
I like that.
just
Sounds
because, I feel like music. To be an artist, you really have to. I mean, a lot of people just think it's fun and whatever, and some of it is. Some of it is just somebody getting behind the mic and acting a fool, and I mean, it happens to be something. But you know, when you really passionate about something, like I was born into music. I love music. Born from a boombox. That's it.
I like that. Oh, that's gonna be
Don't
dope.
take it.
Oh no, that's you.
Y'all don't be trying to copyright me now.
You better not, because I'm gonna come for you. So no, y'all, that's you, because I like that, and it's basically gonna be you telling the story of your love of music, and it's gonna be through your music. Okay, I like that
message. And you learn to love it. You learning new things. You're teaching yourself, not just necessarily learning from other people. Then keep going. I'm gonna do it forever. I mean, why not?
Right.
Why not?
Right, and you picked this up this year.
This couple of months, past couple of months.
Wow.
3 months. And the videos that I have up is just like from a month of just grinding and just being like, I'm going out here, I'm going out there, I'm going out here.
And how many interviews have you done so far?
So far, I got the ones that's on my page, and then I also have 2 that's unposted that have been in the editing process that I want to release, but I want to get more footage with the artist before I release it, just because I want it's gonna be like a real good. You know, I can't talk too much.
No. Yeah, don't let us know nothing.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be lit.
Nah, I'm so happy for you, because it was definitely a different experience for me. I ain't never experienced an interview like that. Like,
it's cool.
And I love it.
We homegirls.
No, we not for real. Like, the moment we came, we pulled up like over text too. I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a breeze. This is gonna be great.
Yeah, I just want people to feel comfortable. I want you to feel like I don't want to be uptight, and I don't want us to be, staged. I don't want it to be formatted. Right. I mean, God forbid it, but if they start shooting, they start shooting. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But that's the type of candidness I want. I don't want it to be like, let's just, I don't want you to feel uptight when you talk to me. I want you to be loose. I want you to get into it.
That's good, because I definitely was comfortable.
Good. I appreciate that. Good.
And I also had Miss Krystal feature in the recent commercial and photo shoot I had did for Scallywag Clothing.
Who's that girl?
Y'all, it's the girl who has the braids
Not
and the black backpack and the white shirt that had Worldwide on the front.
That's not me.
That was her. She ain't got no twin sister or nothing.
That's not me.
No, she did her thing. All of y'all did your thing, man. I really appreciate it. I definitely wanted to give you a shout out and thank you for coming out for that. Because, but I really appreciate it.
No, shout out to this woman. You be working, sis. Working.
I just do my best, man. I just do my best to build myself, to help others. Like, I don't have no problem with whatever information is given to me. I'm going to pass it to somebody else. Like, this is, at this point, a lot of us, like, you got your vlog, you got Kira that was there. She's a nail technician. You had technically 3 artists there. You had a dancer there. And then you had another model, like, who also does her own designs and stuff like that. So it's just like, that is what I wanted. See, you saw how it was a mixture of y'all. Like, that's how I wanted to be, because we can't just keep cutting to the all because, oh, you do this. No. At the end of the day, we're collectively people from the DMV. We're artistic individuals from the DMV. And we need to create more opportunities that will bring more entrepreneurs and creatives together. So it made me even feel better to see that, and y'all got along and everything. I said, all right, yeah, this is a good idea.
Everybody was cool. I definitely all love y'all. Hey, y'all. But it was all cool.
That's a bet, because we trying to take things up each time we do something, right?
Right, definitely. Gotta take it up a step every time. Better and better. That's how you elevate. I mean, you can't, don't keep putting stuff out and have it be the same. You gotta make sure that every time you putting it out is better than the last time and better than the time before that.
And that's what we all need to shoot for, y'all. But sometimes this goes into tonight's topic that I'm definitely going to have you a part of. Sometimes we get afraid to even try the next thing, because maybe the first time we take that shot, it bounces back and it's just like, dag, I didn't make it. I didn't make that shot. So then you think, what's the point of even trying to take another shot at it? And it's just like, yeah, and that's where the fear comes in. But I thank you for allowing me to answer the interview questions.
Of course.
I want you to know that we are going to have a cypher.
They try to interview me. Oh, grown.
But we are gonna have a cypher.
You trying to put me on that? No, that's fine.
We will have a little fun cypher at the end of the show. I'm going to have us all like do like a little fun cypher. It don't matter if you rap or don't rap.
I'm gonna say skit scat scallywag. Put her on her bit back. It's like, no, I'm just joking. No, I'm playing. I play. I'm gonna save it for the beat though.
Yo, I don't know. I let my guests be uncensored. I try to keep myself censored. For those who know me, you know I'm not fully censored, but on my show I try to keep myself censored. But I let my guests be them, because she is insane.
I'm a hood nigga.
Look, in a female's body.
Look, I'm a hood boy.
In a female's body.
What female body? What are you talking about?
I'm dead. So like I said, tonight's episode is about the illusion of fear. What does fear mean to you?
Being scared. It's like, nah. But no, all reality, fear, for real, fear means to me a setback. Fear is a holdback. It's not even really a definition for fear. I mean, we all know the typical fear is to be afraid of something. Fear is to be scared. Fear is to be frightened. I mean, we can call it a bunch of different names. It's still going to equal the same thing.
And where do you believe fear starts?
Honestly, I think it starts with you. I think it starts as children when we're younger. Our parents, you know, they are scared that we're going to get hurt doing certain things, because children are really fearless. You have to think about it. Kids, a toddler will jump off the couch head first and really not even care and just be like, woo, you know. It's the parent that's like, no, don't do that. No. So I think fear comes from, you know, our parents initially. But I think that as we get older, we start to develop our own anxieties, our own fears, our own things our own triggers that make situations uncomfortable. Right. Fear is to be uncomfortable.
I like that one. Yeah. I like that. So how do you think fear is an illusion? Like, well, first, do you believe it's an illusion?
I believe fear is an emotion just like any other emotion. You have the emotion of being happy, you have the emotion of being sad. When you say that you're scared, that would be an emotion. When you say that you're excited, that's an emotion. I think fear is just an emotion. I don't necessarily think it's an illusion because you can't. I mean, you always gonna be afraid of something. Somebody is always gonna be, whether you're afraid of snakes, bugs, you know, just the simple things. Afraid of water because maybe you almost drowned when you was younger. You know, just the simple things like that. But yeah, I feel like it falls under an emotional thing, not necessarily an illusion, but it's one of those things. You know how they say control your emotions. Mm-hmm. Fear is one of those things that is a controllable emotion.
Okay. I agree with that. I would have never thought an emotion, but I can agree with that because it's something that, you know, with emotions, they always come out the blue sometimes. Mm-hmm. Like, you never know what it's coming from, but sometimes fear, like you say, comes from a trigger. The reason why I feel like it's an illusion is because, not saying that it doesn't exist, it's just something that I feel like is like a scare tactic that the ego feeds you. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, because, you know, there's your ego, which is you, then you got like the spirit side of you. There's always that subconscious, or like that intuition, whatever you want to call it, in you that, you know, senses certain things you can't sense. But also then there's us, and there's our own doubts, there's our own thoughts, and sometimes sometimes those thoughts come from imaginary things. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, you ever think about something that you sometimes maybe envision with your eyes open or closed. You just see it in your head. Look, I have my eyes open sometimes.
Girl, I sound crazy, but I got you. I got you.
But then you imagine it, and then it's like you get so afraid of that thing happening, and it never happened. Mm-hmm. And that all came from the imagination of something that you envisioned that never even happened. And sometimes, you know, we have dreams or imaginations, and sometimes either visions. And sometimes they don't happen, you know. Sometimes, especially dreams, because dreams do come from the imagination. And, of course, only you can see them. But it's just like, sometimes those dreams never happen. And it can be the most suspenseful, glorious thing you saw in your dream, nightmare or whatever, or the happiest place you've been in, and you never even go into that place. Or that tragic thing you saw in your dream never even happened. And that's why I feel like it's the illusion of the imagination of the phenomena of what fear is. Right. Because it's something I feel like, not in a way we create, but it can be in a way we create. Our imagination is something that we create on our own, you know. So I feel like it's not like something that doesn't exist, because we can feel, like you said, emotion. You can feel your emotions. You can feel whatever you're feeling, you know. Definitely. But it's like fear is one of those things where, okay, how come out of all the emotions, fear is the one that holds you back the most? You ever thought about that?
Yeah.
Like, how come, you know, when you get angry, you get impulsive to do something sometimes, but if you know you're mature and disciplined, you can bring it back. That's for
I was about to say, because them other emotions can get you in trouble too now.
Yeah, exactly. But for some reason, those emotions will either make us act out or not do nothing at all. But sometimes, 8 to 9 times out of 10, if you're sad, angry, happy, whatever, there's some type of action you're going to do because of what you're feeling in that moment. Right. But for some reason, fear is like the one like aspect that will hold us back. And do you ever wonder, like, how can something like that's as little as an emotion can hold us back, whereas any other emotion can sometimes make you move and do something?
I mean, fear will stop your opportunities. If you're afraid to do something, if you're afraid to get out there, if you're afraid to show your face, then that could be an opportunity that you missed. So that's why I think fear is the biggest setback, because fear involves your biggest come-ups. You don't get fearful of things that are minuscule, like things that are really, really small.
Some people do.
Like, I mean, some people do. Some people do. So I'm not going to speak on everything, but just like the basis of fear, how I feel about it is that fear blocks your biggest blessings. To be honest, when you're afraid to open a door, you're afraid to even close one, then you're blocking whatever is going to circulate through that situation. But even like you said, fear. Like you were saying about fear and the mental, Fear definitely is a mental thing because I feel like you manifest a lot out of fear also. Yep. And I feel like fear is a big manifestation tool for negativity in your life because you're so like, oh my God, what if this happened? What if this happened? Sometimes it don't happen. Yep. But if you keep dwelling on that,
it may just happen.
It's guaranteed to happen because the universe only gives you what you ask for. Yep. So you could be in your head like, oh, I'm not having a good, or this person don't fuck with me, this person don't fuck with me, and the whole time that person, fuck with you, then you end up having this whole situation where it's not what it is. You understand what I'm saying? All because of your, whatever's going on with you, the fear that you have about the situation can manifest the whole thing. So fear really is, it's about letting go. It's about being able to close that door, open that door, move through, take that job, not take that job, because it can even be something that is not good for you, that you fearful to reject.
Yeah.
So fear comes in a lot of different forms. That's why I was saying that it was more so for me, just the emotion, just because like you said, emotions get triggered at any time. Fear can pop up on you at any time, and you won't even, then you'll be like, of course nobody gonna flat out be like, I'm scared, but you already know when you get that anxious feeling, like
you just know
what's going on, like something. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it.
So in my notes, I said it's easier for us to be afraid than be at peace about stuff, because naturally us as humans, we're curious. We always want to see what we can't see. We always when we don't understand something, the first thing we do is kind of like low-key panic, like and it's crazy that it's not just is it something that's just will actually stop you in your tracks, but like how you said, like about blocking your blessings, and that's the main thing that the devil wants. Like even people, because the devil can send people. That's the main thing haters want. People who are snakes, like Judases in your life, that will snitch on you or turn their back.
Be like,
yeah, like that's.
I ain't say nothing. Yes, you did.
Exactly. Those are the ones that can trigger fear, because it's just like, how, like how did this get stopped because of fear? Now sometimes you can. I used to have this issue. I'm still working on it too. Sometimes you let other things or people have a power over you.
Yes.
And it makes you really question yourself and doubt yourself. Like, and it's so crazy because somebody out here needs to hear this, okay? Because you really like, and it's so crazy how fear, that thing that is literally this big, like, when I say big, notice y'all, it's paradox. It's small.
Yeah, pretty much.
Something that is so teeny can cause all of that in us.
Turmoil, chaos. Yeah.
A whole bunch
doubting
of mess.
Yourself.
Doubting.
Yeah,
it even leads to depression, suicide. It's crazy how something so little can just make things go like so left.
No, definitely.
And it's just like, and those things can block those blessings, because sometimes even from those things we can't let them go because it is so traumatic and they're so deep cut into like our hearts and in our minds. It's etched in there. We can't forget it, and then that will lead to the depression and other things, all because of being afraid to, like you said, let it go or step into it. And I even said here, it's easier for us to move out of fear than peace, because naturally as humans we quickly gravitate towards things that are quicker to do or obtain, and peace takes time to develop, and we are the most impatient beings.
We're lazy
and impatient.
Don't want to do the work. Want it to happen in the day.
We wanted to rush.
Everything's going to be better now.
Yeah,
it don't work like that.
And something that takes time, we just can't really fathom through it, and then that's when we get stressed out. We all go through it. So, but it's just like crazy how that is just is small, and peace is just as small of that, because peace is like literally a piece, in my opinion. Like you have that bit of peace in you, you just have peace.
But then, also, I get it. And, fear is a moment. That's nothing but a moment. Peace can be everlasting if you allow it to be.
Yeah. Because it can be taken away too.
Fear is nothing but a moment. That's a moment for you to be like, and then however you're going to push forward is how you're going to push forward. Whether you're going to push through the fear or whether you're going to succumb to it. That's up to you. But, you can have peace for a long time. If that's what you
That's
desire.
the choice you make. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy that you said it's a moment because that's the first thing I said. The illusion of fear is the game the mind likes to play on us right at the turning point moment, or right when we are about to make that leap or move in what we feel is right. And I feel like that's why it connects to a spiritual point too, because it's just like the moment when people call it the Holy Spirit, intuition, their inner self, whatever people want. Oh wow, like okay. That just means that anytime here on out, I or anyone else has a moment where you're about to make a decision for something or a leap towards something or move or whatever it is, the moment you're about to do it and fear creeps in, that means to do it.
Right.
Like I realize that means to do it.
Yeah, that means push fear right back out the door
because that means forward. That whatever you're going towards, the devil and fear knows, oh yeah, this is right. Let me try to stop her. Let me try to stop them from doing that. Let me try to stop them from moving forward, walking through that door.
And it's bigger than that. To be honest, it's you stopping yourself from
progressing. Yeah,
obtaining a different level of you. It's you stopping yourself from really being able to progress, the fear that grips you, whether it be, the fear to perform, the fear to stand up in front of people, the fear to, just walk out your house. It's you stopping you. Because we can always blame stuff on the devil. You know what I mean? We can, because we
make the choice.
It is a spiritual warfare that we're going through. It's just whether if you got the veil pulled over your eyes or if you can see. But that's what we're going through. But we as people, we always have the choice to choose. So if you decide to choose fear, you can't blame that on nobody else but you,
but yourself,
because that was the choice that was presented to you. Either you gonna be fearful of it or you're not gonna be fearful of it. So it's about letting go. And at the end of the day, everybody's not going to like you. But as many people that don't like you, it's going to be as many people that do.
I want to love you, okay?
It's going to be people that rock with you mad hard. It's going to be people that's like, you're trash. I don't like you as a person. But that doesn't mean you change the way that you decide to be because of how other people view you. If that's how you view yourself, then make it a point.
Right.
But don't let that fear of not being accepted, because we all want to be accepted. Nobody wants to be rejected. No, we don't want that. But don't let that fear of people accepting you change who you are.
Right.
And a lot of people, I feel like fear make a lot of people do that. Fear of losing, like we said. Fear of having that walk away. Fear of not obtaining. I don't know.
No. I agree, because this is not, I don't think this is a natural thing, but it's just, we of course like nice things, right? We want to look nice for us, we want to do all that. And that's just funny that you said, worry about somebody else, just be you. And that's another thing, like you said, fear stopping you from being you, being you fully. And because we tend to sometimes get caught up and be worried about what somebody's going to say, or, oh, well, people not wearing this, or people not doing that, so I don't know why I should do it. And it's just like, who cares? Like, that's why I tell people all the time, if you don't like my podcast, you do not have to listen. No one's making you listen, but I'm not going to change how I do it, because would you really rather want me to sit here?
Nobody making you listen.
Right. A period. So it's like, would you rather me sit here and talk about the very drama you're going to scroll on your Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook and see? Or would you rather me talk about stuff that I'm trying to help bring more positivity in the world? Not everybody, but a lot of these podcasts and radio stations, they're talking about literally the same situation the next radio station, because what else is there to talk about?
Oh, baby, I know they're talking about Megan, Tori,
all this, man. It's just like, and everybody's talking about this, including the news, TMZ. So why join the crowd? Don't let fear allow you to be yourself, because it's always good to be you, because you're not made to fit in. And if you notice there's something different about you that's different from others, don't be afraid, man. Like, literally, you get, like you said, kick fear to the side. Like, and that's what I said in my notes. And anytime you get afraid, just stop what you're doing, put things down, and just sit in silence for a moment. It don't matter if you need to pray, meditate, or just sit there in deep breaths. It don't matter if you take a walk or sit outside in your car. It don't matter. Just stop what you're doing and ask yourself these 2 questions. What exactly am I afraid of? And is what I am thinking of right now right or wrong? Like, is it really, to be frank, is it really that serious? Like, is it that deep? Because sometimes we over-exaggerate, overthink things.
Right.
Because think things that's not even there. And sometimes it is there, and we just sweat the small details of stuff. So then we're just like, our brains just scattered everywhere. And it's just like, no, sometimes we need to actually just stop and ask ourselves, okay, what about this thought or situation I'm thinking about or person I'm thinking about really got me afraid? What about it? Oh, because this and that didn't go right, or because I said this and I didn't take offense to it, or like, nah, at the end of the day, what exactly am I really worried about?
Right.
And if there's backlash from it, it just means that you must have probably did something that actually was wrong, and you just gotta apologize. But if you know in your whole heart of hearts you did not do nothing, and sometimes it happens in situations we still think the worst, even in situations when we know we didn't do anything. You know, we didn't do anything to the person, we didn't do anything to lose that job or lose that opportunity. We did everything we could to
preaching.
you know, and we did all of that. And for some reason, even when we know we're the right person and it's true, we didn't do nothing wrong, we did everything good, and then things just still backfire because it happens. But we still get the thought like, oh, dad, what if they do this? Or what if they say that? Or like, what if this happened? And it's just like, bruh, if you didn't do nothing, what you worried for? And it's just like, and that's where the peace comes in. And like you said, that's something that, like, you just develop it. Like, it's got to be something that you have to really obtain and hold close. Because especially with not just the whole virus going on, but just in general in like life with the outside noise of things, like you got to tune it off and just really. People think that it's not good to see your thoughts. Now, as annoying and daunting for some people as it is, because some people are afraid to sit in their thoughts. Some people are just annoyed to sit in their thoughts because they hear them in their head.
Right. Because it becomes too much. When you don't, if you're not a person that sits in your thoughts, then to do that, it just becomes.
Or even vent. Sometimes you don't even vent, and it really is sitting inside
overbearing.
You. You're not going to get it out. Then that's why I said sometimes you got to stop what you're doing, and like release in some type of way, vent, or like just pray to do what you got to do, and just ask yourself, why am I afraid? Like, what about this is making me afraid? And if there is no legitimate reason, then like let it go.
Yeah, take a breath.
Like breathe and let it go.
Take
a shot. It's true. If you got to take
Make
a shot to
feel better.
do something. Drink some
we don't
tea.
promote drugs or alcohol on this podcast. Huh? No, I was just okay.
Oh no,
I guess we
no.
do. Look, like
I said nah.
But I'm just playing. That was just a sidebar.
No, on my show, I've said like before, if you gotta do your business and hustle, and you gotta sell weed, and this is a no judgment zone show, so I just make sure I don't curse or nothing. But if I say something about drugs, it's not like a promotion type of. It's not. It's because
of course
yeah, it's because people do what they do. For whatever reason they do it. That's why I just say it's no judgment or no nothing.
I wouldn't suggest in the illusion of fear. I wouldn't suggest taking a shot because
of espresso.
Drugs, yeah, because drugs and alcohol are also an expression of being afraid. It's a gateway to just be. I mean, I don't do those things, but if I did, I would feel like it would be an escape from a little bit of a.
But that's what I'm saying. Sometimes people have to sometimes drink their coffee or even smoke a cigarette, or sometimes just to ease their mind. And sometimes alcohol ease people. I'm not saying like in a way where get drunk. No.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
Drink in if that's what you do, drink in moderation. I'm not saying that's the answer to it. I'm just saying whatever people do that helps them out. Do what you have to do in moderation, please. But
not heavy.
But do what you're gonna do. But whatever you do after that, still make sure that you're okay. Still make sure that the fear is left. Because in my opinion, if you're still feeling like that, just call it a day, honestly. Like rest or something, or do something that's not as tedious or rigorous that may keep your mind thinking on things. Like I said, take a nap.
Right.
Do something. With whatever tactics you do, whatever you have to do, and you still feel fearful, at that point, it's just call that a day, let yourself rest, and just maybe come back to things the next day, or maybe give yourself a few days. Because sometimes we don't realize, like, yes, it's good to push through things. Yes, it's good to push fear, push addictions, push through, hard times, push through traumas. Yes, it's good, but if you know it's a little bit much, especially for, like you told me earlier in the DMs, when you said mental, especially when it's a lot on your mind, just don't do anything.
Right.
Because that's something that I had to get used to. Somebody told me today, was like, if you don't know what to do, then just don't do anything. Yeah, I'm like, but when you're used to keep going, you grinding, you working for what you really want in life. To a workaholic's mind, what you mean we not doing nothing?
You like, huh?
There's no option to do nothing. Like, that is not productive. What break? What break? But then it made me realize, like, yeah, if you don't know what to do, don't do anything at all, because you could possibly make things worse. Not just in the situation, but even for yourself, because now you're pushing yourself, right? And you don't know what could happen because you push yourself, because you're now using the fear as a driving source to do something. Right. When in most cases, like, prime example, when there's a fire, they tell you this in school. What is it? Stop, drop, and roll, right?
I fell asleep during that part.
Oh, wow. I have to go back, sis. But like they say, stop, drop, and roll, because naturally we're going to be afraid of fire because no one wants to burn. Right. But even in that drill, the first thing they say to do is to first thing when they say a dog is running towards you, they tell you to stop. And it's not out of fear. It's just out of, because they know you're going to be afraid. You might do something dumb because you're afraid. That even taking those leaps, I even read this. I used to have a CoStar, the CoStar app. I don't know if you heard of it. Have you heard of CoStar? It's like an astrology app. And I'm not like a deep study of it. It's just cool because it will give certain things each day. It's a daily thing each day. And it will give something. Yeah, CoStar. It will give you something that happens to match something that day. There's been a couple of times, like I seen when I said arrange room, and when I did, the energy and the space in my room felt clearer and cleaner, and my room has been that same way ever since, even to this moment. So, and there's been some few other things from there that I was like, oh wow, I needed that. So on there on CoStar, it even said taking a leap is all good, but if you don't have an objective, it's going to fall apart.
Yeah. Period.
If you still taking a leap and you're still afraid, do it with confidence. But if you really truly are not sure, then it's okay to let me just give it some time and some thought.
Take a step back.
Literally take a step back. And people think that, that's no. It's not you stopping yourself. It's not you quitting. It's just that you might push yourself over a limit that you may not be able to come back from, because people will snap.
Put yourself in a place that you really know is a bad place for you. When you continuously push and push and push, or when you have a block and you try to push through it and you're just not ready to push through it, and not saying that we should let fear hold us back from not being ready, but like you're saying, you might come to a point where you get to a place where you don't want to be, right? It's not a good place for you, and regardless of everybody still being like, keep doing it, you can do that. That sometimes it's not always that easy.
Yeah, if it's time to just step back and breathe and woosah, do that, because you yourself know yourself better than anybody else. Even if somebody known you for years, you have been living in your skin for however long or however old you are. So
Chanel skin. It's like
no, but like for real though, like you yourself know if you gotten to a point where it's just too much. Even, yes, keep going. Once you have that break, get back on track and keep going. But at the same time, like, don't be so caught up in fear where you're still going, but you're still holding yourself back, if that makes sense. You know how sometimes definitely. When you move in fear, because there's been times where we've all moved in fear because we just want to do it now, want to find out now. We still do something that we're afraid to do, and then you never know what happens. But then you get in those situations, and it's just like, okay, if you had taken a step back, you would have probably seen that was going to be the result of it, So, yes, it's going to keep going, but like you said, that could hurt you, like you said, because what if you keep going and you do look over something, and then something happens, and then that causes that trigger or that fear, and then the next time you could try it again, now you're afraid to try it again.
You don't even want to do it.
Because the last time you didn't take the time to step back and look first, you know?
Rush through it.
It's like walking across the street.
Yeah,
walking across the street not looking. Okay. Literally, So it's just fear, it should never be a driving source. But if you feel that fear and it still lingers, that means to stop. That means to probably drop and roll. Roll on the next day.
The thing about fear, though, it's always going to be there. Fear is always going to be there. It's about how you, as your own person and your own way, control that fear. Control how you handle that fear. Control how you. So, yeah, you can stop for the day, but if you still feeling fearful the next day, push through it, because if you still feeling like that, it's always going to be there. That fear, it may subside, but the way that we personally deal with fear, my way may be different from your way, and his way may be different from my way. And it's just about being able to control how you handle it, really. And like any other emotion, being able to control how you handle being sad, being depressed, being angry, wanting to fight, being those impulsive feelings. You just got to really start honing in on that emotional, that mental within yourself. Definitely.
And just trying to find ways to work around it, because people don't realize fear can bring you at a crossroads. Fear can put a wall in front of you. You don't know which way to move. So that's why sometimes it's good to take a step back and look at the wall. Like, okay, what exactly on this wall, or what loose brick or rock is in this wall somewhere where I can use it to kind of like somehow get through a wall or like maneuver around it.
Right.
And that's another thing that I feel like fear clouds our vision. Fear sometimes clouds us from seeing the possible other way around to the door, you know?
Right.
And that's why it's funny, because even in the Bible it says it, but this is also people in life who look at the law of manifestation and all that stuff. All of it is the same thing, you know. Think on things that are positive. Think on things that are true. Think on things that are good. Think on those things, because the moment you do think about that, fear is not going to be nothing but an echo in the back of your head. And on top of that, everything will become clear, so then you will know how to move, even with fear still possibly whispering in you.
Right,
like you said,
you see it.
Like you said, fear is going to still always be there.
It's gonna linger.
It's a trigger in us, you know, because that's just the flaw in us. And I think it stems from our curiosity.
Right.
And we're pressed to know type of creatures. So it's just like, if we don't know something, just like throws us off. Like, so what is this? Like, why can't I know?
Yeah, that's true. Like, if you can't fix something, you like, why can't I fix it? Especially within people, because like you said, people are caring people. Whether you try to choose, whether you want people to see that you caring or whether you don't.
Right.
You care about people, whoever it is in your life. You have somebody that you care about, and it when you can't fix things, when you try to fix the fear in other people, you can't always be a fixer of fear. Even with your own fear, you can't always be a fixer. Sometimes fear is good for growth, for us to be able to dwell on that and then be able to grow from it.
How do you think growth?
Because when you are afraid of something, you want to overcome it. Yes? Right. So, let's just take a regular fear, like a fear of heights, or like a fear of spiders or snakes, for example. I'm afraid of snakes. But I've held a couple of snakes before. So it's like, when you are fearful of something, you want to overcome it so that you won't become fearful of it again. So in an instance, it pushes setback, but it also promotes growth. It gives you an opportunity to stare something in the face and decide whether you're going to tackle it or whether you're going to just be like, nah, I'm good.
I like that.
I'm good.
I like that. So there's the pro and con to fear, but it all based on, like you said, how you respond to it, how you handle it. And there's also your mindset. Like, are you going to see fear as it making you the victim and you don't know what to do and you just not going to do nothing? It's going to make you stop and quit, and you just going to just live in fear and be the victim to fear? Or are you going to just stomp on it on the head and you're going to just face it and be like, all right, look, this is in front of me, but we going to do this.
Right.
Like, that's like you said, the choice. We have the choice to make. Because when I say the devil, I mean, like, he puts things in front of us that's going to make us afraid. Whether it's a person, place, thing, whatever it is, opportunity, he going to put it in front of us. But yes, we do have the choice to choose if we're going to head on or we just going to walk off and be like, nah.
Right. Like, I'll pass on that.
Now, in some cases, people may think, well, what if you get like when you go somewhere, you get like a bad feeling. You're not afraid, but it's just like a vibe. Like, something just off.
Vibe.
And if that's the case, That's not fear. That's just instinct. That's you yourself and you protecting you from something, you know? And in that case, it doesn't mean that you're a wuss if you walk away. No, you're walk away out of protection. That don't mean you're
as
afraid.
adults, we should all just choose to walk away anyway. I mean, at this point in your life, it becomes like I'm not scared of you. I just don't have time for the BS.
No, I agree.
Period. Like,
I agree. I totally agree with that.
You giving me bad vibes. I don't, this is not my type of scene. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. Not my type of party. This is not my type of people. Not my type of vibe. I'm good. You feel me? Like, yeah.
No, I agree. But that's how I feel like we should face fear and like, nah, this not my type of vibe.
Right.
This not the pity party.
Fear. Oh no. What's that?
We don't do that. Like that's how you should treat it. Like to anybody who's listening, treat fear as if it is that one ex or that one friend that you aren't friends no more with, and you're like enemies. And then when you see him, you just be like, and you walk the other way though. You may eye it, cause fear gonna make you look at it. Oh, cause fear gonna catch your attention. So you're gonna wanna like peep and look at what the fear is about. But if you know you're not gonna welcome fear in your life, just like how you're not gonna let them look, depending on what the situation is, just like how you're not gonna let them back in your life, you gotta treat fear the same way. You gotta treat fear as if it's already in the past. Because if you're already gonna try to keep the past in the back, treat fear the same way. Keep it in the back.
Yeah,
like,
definitely. Yep.
Because your past is gonna always be there. Fear is gonna always be there, but it don't have to be in the forefront. It don't gotta be present with you, or even in the future. It don't gotta be literally there, here. If that makes sense. Yeah. It don't gotta be here. So you gotta treat it as if it's that one ex or that one friend that you're not cool with that you see in the club, and you see him, you peep him, but you keep it pushing because you are an adult and you ain't got no time for that.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like, hey, you want to buy me no, thank you.
You just pretend not even there. For real.
No
Don't
drink.
even, actually, matter of fact, don't even look their way. Just pretend that they're not even there.
I'm talking about, you want to buy me yet? No, but yeah, fear, you just, sometimes you just got to push it back, sweep it under the rug. Sweep her under the rug, y'all.
I mean, you can.
Sweep her. Get rid of her.
Clean house. I would say that's the way. That's just detoxifying your mind and your spirit, like, and yourself and you, like, just detox or like rid yourself from anything or anyone that may trigger fear in you. That's another thing. I feel like sometimes
yes, definitely,
we sit around and stick around things that we know make us uncomfortable because, you know, like you said, fear does make you uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
So, and I feel like that's another thing that we have to work on as people. Like, sometimes that pressure, even fear causes, because sometimes you peer pressure and all that stuff. That pressure, fear causes make you sit around for things that you know is not right or know makes you uncomfortable, but because of that fear, it leaves you stuck.
Right.
And it's just like fear comes from letting go. And it's so weird and crazy how we're so afraid to let go.
Definitely.
Like if you know that something's not good, what about it is keeping me here? Like, what am I so afraid of that I won't let it go? And I think sometimes it comes from people who are like, if they're not just deeply invested, but like they feel deeply, or like they don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, or they don't want to miss out on something. And that's another thing. We feel like, oh, when we lose something, we're going to miss out. But really, you might just gain something from it.
Yeah, you might get a whole lot more than you thought you was going to get. Yeah, the fear of losing people, that is, that's a whole nother podcast, okay? But no, for real, because you can lose people in different types of ways. You lose people to death. You lose people to failed relationships. You lose people to broken friendships. You lose people to, certain circumstances, lying. You lose people to family. You lose people and you gain things, like you said, in turn. But being fearful of losing people, if you hold on to everybody that's in your life right now, 9 times out of 10 it's about 1 or 2 people that's really not supposed to be there for you, that's holding you back. That fear is holding you back. And I think at the end of the day, the biggest fear that we all have as human beings is the fear of regret, the fear of getting older, becoming an elder, and looking back and being like, I didn't do that. I should have did that. Looking back and being like, but at the time it was that fear holding you back. I live my life now like, okay, so check this out. I'm going to do it. And because when I get to that age, it's just going to be like, well, I did that already. I mean, if it worked for me, it worked. If it didn't, then it didn't. I mean, it's
At least I can say I did it.
Yeah, I can't never look back and be like, well, I mean, I could have been great, but I never decided I was too scared to go out and you know.
And people gonna be like, dang, you was so scared and you missed out on that.
But you know what? It's a lot of elder people that's like that now. That look back on their life and be like, wow, I could have did so much more, but I was so afraid. And we live in a generation where it's a lot different, but it's a lot of similarities too. With that, being able to accomplish things that you know, I feel like it was harder for them, our elders then, especially if the fear of, you know, the world, you know, that's a whole different beast to conquer when you fresh out of, you know, what we've been through. So, you know, but, you know, we have so many opportunities now with the internet and everything, but the internet, that's a whole nother fear too, because a lot of people are afraid to post their content on the internet. A lot of people are afraid to post pictures of themselves on the internet just because of the beast that the internet is. I mean. Yeah,
it is vicious.
What?
Like, that's a good one for next week, because that is vicious. That is truly vicious.
The internet to break your ass down, and you can be, I don't care how strong you are, you know, somebody say the wrong thing to you, or somebody just, that trigger. And then
somebody and their mama and them coming after you, and then you're afraid to ever be seen on Instagram, or maybe even in public, because you never know, because depending on how many followers you have, everybody can see you. Yeah, you get you. Yeah, it's a mess.
Like,
it's a
that's how y'all feel,
right. And it's an open yet behind the scenes diary, but that's gonna be a whole number topic, because that's a good topic.
Yeah,
that's definitely a good topic.
I got it.
Once again, y'all, that was the Tonight Show. This is Miss Krystal right here from WhatsTeaDC. Definitely check her out. Definitely follow her Instagram. It is at it's_whatever_then
girl.
And then check her out at WhatsTeaDC. All that is one word. What's TTEADC, and then ITS_whatever_THEN. Definitely check her out. And if you are an artist, producer, dancer, whoever and whatever you are, whatever talent you got, please check her out. She can get your
DMs are open.
DMs are open for a business only, and because people be playing around.
For other psyched off, just joking. I'm married, y'all. Just joking. I'm just playing. Just playing.
It's annoying.
Business only.
But definitely check her out. Definitely follow her and show support. And get on her platform, man. These are all open platforms, and they are free 99 for right now. When things get popping, things are gonna get popping. But for right now, we are all trying to come together and help each other out, but help others out in the community of the DMV, but also in the community of creatives and entrepreneurs. So please, 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 definitely give Krystal a shout out and some love and support, y'all. Hey. And once again, you already know what it is. It's your girl, Ray Real and Explicit, here as the host on High Definition Jamz podcast show, the Bald head scallywag.
I got it. I got that rest.
Bald head scallywag. Y'all already know what I meant to say.
I got the rest.
Right here on Post Connection Radio, and we out, y'all. Till next week, y'all already know every Wednesday, tune in 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. right here. Y'all, let's get it. We out.
Hey.